Yeah, walking into Surge was always an encouragement and a good part of the week. I definitely had friends outside of Surge and in my school, but I had really close friends in Surge since I went there like in junior high and in high school. And when you walk in on a Wednesday night, there's always like music playing and there's lots of people talking, and I could just walk up right up to my friends who are in my small group and spend time with them. And you just like talk for a while, and then the worship starts and you get to the message, and it's always a really encouraging time. My sophomore year, we started this thing called Ministry Team, and Phil was really excited about getting students involved in serving. And I wasn't really sure what that was going to look like for me. I was thinking maybe I could be a greeter. We tried that. There's a lot of other ways. There's mission trips that I was involved in. But one thing that I really got excited about, like my freshman, sophomore, junior year, was leading worship. I started out just like singing, and the worship leader at the time, who was a senior, she was really encouraging to me and kind of took me under her wing. And I was really nervous at the time, but I was able to be brought up and able to be trained as a singer. And then my senior year, I was able to lead, and that was really impactful for me to have the opportunity to lead other worshipers and other worship leaders. And Surge was like the main part of that in my leadership development, and it was a really important part of my high school time. And having especially the leaders care about my life in that way was really, really important for me, and I think it allowed me to feel supported in my Christian walk, talk about the things that I was feeling and experiencing in high school, because high school, just in a lot of other aspects that weren't church, was really difficult for me. So having that support of leaders and older friends to like be with me and walk with me and pray for me was really important. I don't think I would be pursuing God the way I am now without their influence and encouragement. I'm pursuing going into future ministry and hopefully overseas to teach English, and there's been a lot of growth and change since my time at Surge, and just as you continue to grow, you continue to learn more things about the Lord. I'm really grateful for Berean and the opportunities I've had here. I was able to go on lots of mission trips when I was in high school, and that really opened my eyes and taught me a lot about what ministry could look like. I remember teaching English when I was a freshman in Haiti, just like very short-term mission trip. But I remember teaching for a week and sitting in my classroom after class and thinking, I could do this forever. I really could. I could continue to serve in this way, even with cultural differences. I know that I could settle into a place like this and teach. And that was the day we had shared the gospel, just really tangibly through a translator. And I was really excited about that. And Surge gave me that opportunity. And since then, I've continued to be supported by leaders, like I said, and even was able to come back to Berean this year and work with Surge and be a college intern here. And that's been really important for me too, the Christian community continuing to support me as I continue to grow. And I graduate really soon, and I would love to continue to go off into ministry. I'm getting ready for that really soon.
We want Surge to be a place that's inviting, a place that's loving, a place that students can find refuge in, a place that really, exuberates family, where you feel welcome, where you know that you're safe, a place that you know that you can follow God, without shame, without feeling judged, and being able to fully do that. We also live to grow students alongside their families, not apart from them. So that means coming alongside parents and partnering with them in the disciple-making process, helping students grow in a deeper love for Jesus Christ with their families also is something that we value a lot. I believe it's important to serve not just as something to do because it makes you feel good on the inside, but it is because it is the outpouring of our faith. We can't call ourselves believers and just be stagnant in what we do. In different parts of the Bible, it says that, faith without works is dead. And so when we have works but we don't have faith, that also doesn't go together. But our faith without our works is nothing. And it is through our faith that we do things, and then also through that allow others to see the goodness and the light of Jesus Christ in what we do. Yeah, youth group was absolutely transformative for me. I come from a home where I don't have believing parents and I didn't actually grow with any faith. And although I felt like a spiritual person, I always felt that there was some sort of deity watching over me. But coming to church when I was brought, I was taken in by, a big group of mentors that would just talk with me, that would answer my questions, that would sit with me, that would pray for me even before I was a believer. These different leaders that were pouring into my life, and then even after I became a believer, it is those same leaders that kept me there, that grew me in my faith, that helped me to lay a strong foundation to be able to set myself up to be a strong believer.
One of the things that makes Surge such a powerful student ministry is that it is driven by students. If you were to come in on a Wednesday night and look up on the stage, you would see leading worship, just students, 6th through 12th graders leading worship. If you looked in the back, you'd see in the tech booth, students managing the slides and the sound. And if you walk through the door, you'd see students greeting their friends. And so we encourage students to own this ministry. It's not a ministry just to be done to students, but by students. And so we want our students to be serving, to using the gifts that God has given them to build the church. And I think one of the things that makes Surge Student Ministries unique is it has a reputation for discipling students, partnering with parents to make disciples of the next generation. We really believe that Bible-centered teaching, a focus on the gospel of Jesus Christ, that Jesus died, was buried, rose again, and is alive today and wants to change our lives, wants to make us have peace with God. We believe that that's true. And we believe that there's transformative power in the gospel. And so one of the things I think that has allowed Surge to have such success is the power of Jesus Christ working in students. We're not growing because we've got the fog machine and the flashy lights and the best games and we're giving away t-shirts. God's blessing this place because His Spirit's moving in the lives of students. One of the things that makes our student ministry unique is that we have dozens of small group leaders, adult leaders who are investing every week in the lives of our teens. They're the ones that reach out to the parents and say, hey, how is your son or daughter doing? They do small group nights where they get their whole small group together to go to a movie or go out to eat. They go on the retreats with them. There's no way any one person could have a relationship with the hundreds of students God allows us to touch every year. But by having almost 50 adult leaders invest personally in our students, we see real life change, real mentorship relationships happen. And we've seen God do some amazing things through our leaders. Surge Student Ministries exist to ignite students on fire for Jesus and equip them to be missional disciples. My name's Phil, and I have the privilege of leading Surge Student Ministries, which really has a reputation, a long-standing reputation in our community for impacting the next generation for Jesus. We serve 6th through 12th graders here at Berean Baptist Church in Mansfield, Ohio, and we would love for you to join us.